What's up, people? On today's episode, we're going to be cooking some smothered pork chops with potatoes and smoked sausage. We're going to do a broccoli and cheese, and then we're going to do some creamed corn. I'll tell you the easy steps to go through it to make this. If you like the video, hit subscribe. If you want to leave me a comment, click the bell. Feel free to. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to chop up these 2 onions we got here, and I do have a purple onion we're going to chop up along with it, so it gives me 3 onions I'm going to cut up for my pork chops, and I'm going to get them sweated in my Dutch oven with a little bit of olive oil and butter, and then we'll season our pork chops, our potatoes, and then we'll cut up our smoked sausage and put it all in there. Okay guys, as you can see, I got my onions peeled. I'm about to start cutting these onions up. And I'm just slicing them up. I'm not dicing them or anything. I'm just slicing them down. And the reason I use the red onions is I like the taste of the red onions. The white onions, they're sweet onions. So. And then plus it gives it a little bit of color to go along with it. Because all these onions are going to cook down anyway. Might think it's a lot of onions, but when they cook down, it really won't be a whole lot. I'm not too good with my knife skills, but hey, it gets the job done. Okay. Over here in my Dutch oven, I do have my oil heating up with a little bit of butter in there. As you can see, it's melting my butter. As soon as it all gets melted and heats up, I'm going to drop my onions off in there, then we're going to get to cooking. Okay guys, before I put my onions in there, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my smoked sausage. I'm going to put it in there and let it brown up a little bit and release some of the oils out of it. And then I'll add my onions up in there. Okay guys, I got my smoked sausage in there. They're starting to heat up a little bit. As you can see, my butter is starting to bubble a little bit. It's starting to heat up. We're going to cook that down a little bit and get it going. Anybody can throw anything together. It's just, you know, just got to have an open mind and know what foods taste good with one another. I know that pork and sausage go good together. I know chicken and sausage go good together. It always goes good in gumbo. Hey, it don't hurt to try something. If you don't like it, don't eat it. We'll throw it out, order pizza. It'll be fine. You know, I just try to make it simple and easy. And, you know, I tell my daughters and stuff like that to lay me out something for supper or something other like that right there. And I'll cook something when I come in. They said, oh, we don't have the mind that you have. We can't come up with it right off the cuff like you can. It's just having an open mind and just throwing stuff together. It ain't got to be a 5-star meal. It ain't got to be. It's just something that you enjoy eating. And if you like smoked sausage like we do, and you like pork like we do, or you like chicken like we do, hey, they're going to go good together. You can throw them together and make a meal out of anything. And these videos that I'm doing, that's what I do. I don't read out of a cookbook. I just throw stuff together and hope to God and pray it comes out good. And 8 times out of 10 it does. I ain't going to say I'm a perfect cook or anything like that. I mess up and I screw up a lot of stuff and have to throw food away, burn stuff. Everybody does. It's just about, you know, throwing down and just having fun in the kitchen. You know, and cooking with your family and enjoying. And I don't eat a whole lot of food because a couple of years ago I weighed about almost 400 pounds. I went on a diet, took gastric bypass, lost my weight to get healthy for my health, to where I could be around my family a little bit better. I still cook like I weigh 400 pounds. And that's okay, because what I don't eat, I take to work, and my co-workers and stuff like that, they enjoy eating my food. Okay, as you can see, my sausage is cooking down, and, you know, I did put a whole stick of butter in there. You know, we like butter. Like I said, I cook like I'm still 400 pounds. I know butter ain't good for you, but boy, it sure does give the flavor on the food. So what I've done is over here on my cutting board, as you can see, I already got my potatoes and onions cut up. I'm about to add them in with my my sausage, and I'm gonna cook my onions down. I'm gonna salt, pepper, everything, and then I'm gonna put some of my Yay Main seasoning on it, because I do blend my own seasoning and do that for us here at the house. And just follow along with me. Okay, as you can see, I got my onions, potatoes, and sausage all mixed together. I got my seasoning on it. Now I'm just going to cook it down to my onions and potatoes cook down a little bit. And then I'm going to add my pork to it, and I'm going to put probably about a 3/4 cup of chicken broth in there, and just let it cook down and thicken up. And then I'm going to make a roux, and then add that in there, and then thicken my gravy up. Okay, guys, now you can see that I got my onions and potatoes in there, along with my smoked sausage. I already got my seasoning in there. I'm going to cook it down till my onions and potatoes get softened up, and then I'm going to season my pork chops, add them, cook them for a little while in a separate skillet. I'm going to make a roux for a gravy, and then I'm going to mix that in. That way I can have it smothered. And then while I'm cooking that, I'm going to go ahead and make my broccoli and cheese, and go ahead and make my cream style corn. Okay, guys, what I've done now is I got my pork chop seasoned. What I've done is I took and tenderized them with my meat tenderizer a little bit, and then I'll flip them over and do the same thing on the other side and season them up and getting ready to go in my potatoes and onions. Okay, guys, in the back pot back here, I got my water heating up for my broccoli. In this front little skillet right here, I got it heating up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan sear on both sides of my pork chop before I add them in with my potatoes and onions. That way it gives it a little bit better flavor. Okay, as you can see, my pork chop is cooking, and I got it in a small iron skillet because I love cooking with iron skillets. And then that pot right back there is a Magnolite, and I love my Magnolites, and I'll tell you a story about them. I've been looking for a set of Magnolites for a long time, because a lot of people in Louisiana and down south and old country folk, they used to use them a lot. And I know my mother had a set of them, and I've been looking for a whole set for a long time, because I love cooking gumbo in them and my soups and stews and stuff like that. And me and my daughter was coming back home one day and stopped at the yard sale, and the lady sold me a whole set. So that's where I got them at. Okay, as you can see, I got my pork chops cooking. I got my broccoli put in. I'm searing my pork chops on both sides, making them have a good color. It's going to be add more flavor to it before I add it in with my potatoes and onions and my smoked sausage. Alright, guys, see, I got my pork chops still cooking. I got my broccoli boiling good. Still cooking my potatoes and onions and my smoked sausage in my Dutch oven. And I got it a-rolling. That's going to cook down. The potatoes is going to thicken up some of the juice. As you can see, guys, I added my pork chops in there. I'm going to put the lid to my Dutch oven on top of it. I'm going to cut it down on about medium and just let it cook. My pork chops is going to get tender because all the steam and the juice out of the pot. And then my broccoli is still rolling over there. And then I'll get my corn going. I got my broccoli and cheese cooked. And I still have my pork chops and my potatoes and stuff for cooking. I'm about to get ready to do my corn. Okay, guys, in this back skillet, I'm going to take and I open 2 cans of corn. I'll do whole kernel. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my corn in with my butter, cook it down for a little while. Then I'll add in my heavy whipping cream and my other things to make my cream corn. There you have it, guys. There's my smothered pork chops, my cream corn, and my broccoli and cheese. I hope you enjoy. If you liked the video, hit subscribe, hit the like button, click that bell for notifications, and we'll keep pushing them videos to you. Thanks again, guys.